I want to get into TOQUE a bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love the TOQUE project. And the thing is, okay, for all these people that don't live in Canada, a toque is what you call a knitted cap,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah, winter hat. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. It's a wool winter hat, but we call them a toque.
Yeah.
It can have TOQUE.
That's it. It can have a pom-pom or it doesn't have to. You know, whatever you'd wear outside in the wintertime, that's a toque.
So all you guys, Brett Fitz and you and oh gosh, Todd, like who's all in that band? Like the main guys.
Todd Kearns, of course, he's the lead singer, and he fronted Age of Electric in Canada, which was, you know, success in the 90s. And he's now bass player, you know, with Slash.
Okay.
And Brent Fitz, who also plays with Slash.
Right.
He plays drums in Slash, but he plays bass in TOQUE because he wanted to be out front.
Yeah.
And he's also played with Gene Simmons. I mean, he's played with Alice Cooper. He has quite a pedigree, actually. He played with Econoline Crush, which is a Canadian band as well.
Was he on Econoline Crush? I didn't know that.
I think he did like 1 or 2 tours.
Wow. Well, he also played with Streetheart for a bit, I think.
Yes, he plays Streetheart as well.
Yeah.
Plays with the current lineup of the Guess Who every now and then as well.
Right.
And then Shane Gallus, who is from Innisfil, Alberta, and he played with Yngwie Malmsteen. He played with Uli Roth. He played with Michael Schenker. And then his actually big gig. I mean, those are big gigs, but the one that he made the most money with and played the biggest shows is a band that no one in North America has heard of, it called Bees, because they're a Japanese band. It's B apostrophe Z, and they're like the freaking Bon Jovi of Japan. Like, they've released 30 albums, maybe, I don't know, like lots every year. It's like clockwork, and they've sold like 90 million records. So they're like super, super big time. They're like a household name in Japan, but of course, and in a lot of parts of Asia, but most in North America, nobody really knows them because it's all Japanese, right? It's Japanese kind of prog rock, I suppose.
Wow, that's interesting.
But it's the kind of shows where the band shows up in Tokyo and plays like 4 nights in a row at the Tokyo Dome for like 80,000 people a night. That's how big the shows were.
Oh my gosh.
So he did that for, probably at least a decade. And yeah, he lives in LA here with me, and we actually became friends at a hockey rink. We had a mutual friend. I was looking for a place to play hockey when I moved down to LA, and our mutual friend, when I asked him, I said, where can I go? He says, I don't really know, but hey, there's a guy that lives in your area named Shane Gallus, and he's playing hockey. So I called him up, and we met at a rink in a dressing room and became fast friends ever since. And now he's the drummer in TOQUE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
I played with Brent Fitz with Slash. We did a gig together somewhere. It was some outdoor thing. But and of course Brent knows Mark LaFrance very well and all that stuff. This Winnipeg connection and all that. But yeah, he's another fascinating character. We hooked up. We were doing a gig down in Vegas, and he came out to see us a few nights, and we hung out in the casinos and stuff, just hanging out, chit-chatting and stuff, and talking shop. And of all things, he was friends with Leon Spinks, the boxer. So Leon Spinks was hanging out with us too.
Brent knows everyone.
Yeah,
that's his gig. They call him the mayor of Winnipeg because that's where he's from, and he knows everybody there, and he's always guesting on their radio shows, and he knows the Winnipeg Jets owner, and they come to our shows when we're, it's like he knows everybody. That's his thing.
But I love the whole concept of the TOQUE thing. It's basically because you guys are covering Canadian songs that most Americans or the rest of the world haven't heard outside of Canada.
Yeah,
like great songs that never broke the border. Every
time we got together, we would talk about, because when you're living in the States, you don't hear the same CanCon, you don't hear those old songs, and so we were at dinner one day, and we were talking about old Canadian rock tunes and all those songs, all those concerts that we grew up seeing, and all the songs we cut our teeth on as little kids. And then all the lines we stood in waiting for Bryan Adams' autograph or whatever. And we just decided, after playing a charity event in Winnipeg for like breast cancer, where we played nothing but Canadian tunes, which was so fun for us because, like I said, they're just all that's the reason we got into music in the first place, was because of these bands and these songs.
Right.
And we played everything note for note. We learned all the parts. We had backing tracks, to all the keyboard parts, because we didn't have a keyboard player. We still don't. And then we decided one day why don't we record, a record of some of these tunes? And one record turned into 2 records, and now we're working on a 3rd record, which is more of an original project now.
What are some of the songs that you played? Some of the Canadian stuff.
We focus mostly on the 70s and 80s sort of classic rock. So Street Heart, Aldo Nova, April Wine, Loverboy, Harlequin. We do Rush, of course. We have to do a Rush song.
Wow.
Bryan Adams tune, but the Bryan Adams tune we chose was like from his first album, like the deep cuts from the beginning of his career. Orphan, a band called Orphan from Winnipeg. So a lot of these songs even Canadians don't know, and certainly not the rest of the world. So to the rest of the world, we kind of brought back these songs. We played them note for note. We gave them a kind of a fresh coat of paint with bigger mixes and that sort of thing. And we showed the world, because of course we all have these international fans, playing with Slash, playing with Shania, playing with Japanese band. And we show to them, they're all like original tunes, but to us, they're our favorite childhood tunes, right?
It's best of both worlds.
Totally.
Yeah. And you're paying homage to the people that brought you to the dance type of thing. And also it's great for these artists to have somebody playing their songs. If anything happens with these songs, you never know, because a TOQUE version of their song could hit very big time at the very least in a movie soundtrack.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Check out our other vignettes and full episodes from a wide variety of guests for more great content. Please like, share, and subscribe, and become a member at SocialNRGPresents.com to access premium content and earn valuable energy points just for watching.